Welcome back to Alpine Daily. This is our weekly family devotional, Who Stole My Contentment? This month in Kids Church, we started a new virtue yesterday. It's contentment. We've defined that as deciding to be happy with what you've got. Now, contentment is not easy to come by. It's not easy for kids, and I don't think it's easy for adults either. So as parents, I think we've got our work cut out for us this month. So I want to invite you to hear the story that we talked about with the kids yesterday. And this passage comes from Genesis. And in chapter 3, I want to highlight a little bit about this story. We know the story. This is where God tells Adam and Eve what they can and can't have in the garden. He gives them everything and tells them there's one thing that they can't have. And in verse 6, when Eve, the woman, saw that the fruit on the tree was good for food and pleasing to the eye, this is the fruit that the Lord said she should not have, and also desirable for gaining wisdom, she took some and ate it. She also gave some to her husband who was with her, and he ate it. Then the eyes of both of them were open, and they realized that they were naked. So they sewed fig leaves together and made coverings for themselves. So, when the Lord told Adam and Eve that there was only one thing that they couldn't have, that was the one thing that they were enticed by. They were discontent. Now, this discontentment not only became a barrier between them and the Garden of Eden. We know that the consequence was in verses 23 and 24, the Lord tells them that they are no longer allowed in the garden. But the worst consequence is that they were separated from the Lord's presence at that time. So the bottom line that we're learning from this passage is that when you want what you shouldn't have, it can lead to trouble, some serious trouble. We see that in Adam and Eve, but we also see this in our own lives. Our contentment really is more than just about our personal happiness. It's really a demonstration of our daily trust in God. It shows that we really believe that His way is better than our own. It allows us to focus on what God is doing in and around us right now. So when we're content, we allow others to see a glimpse of the peace that passes all understanding. So this contentment is not easy to come by, and we're definitely going to need some prayer about this month. So I challenge you parents to consider what kind of example you're being for your kids about what you're content with and what you're not content with. So I think together as a family, we're going to ask the Lord to help us be a source of contentment in our relationship with others. So as parents, we want to be that source of contentment for our children, and for kids to be that source in our relationships with siblings and with our peers.